Guys, we're into 1 Thessalonians chapter 1. We're in verse 9 and verse 10. Paul in this great epistle is writing to a church that he has planted. He's had to escape from there because of incredible persecution towards him personally. But his heart goes out to this beautiful bunch of people that he has led to Christ. They're in their early stages of faith. And so he's very basically giving them different characteristics of what a true Christian looks like. We spoke about what a Holy Spirit-filled Christian looks like. And in verse 9 and verse 10, he gives us a couple of other characteristics of what believers should be into. The one aspect we spoke about yesterday was the aspect of serving God. We all know what Jesus said about servants. He said, if you want to be great, you're going to be a servant of all. Now, serving is not top of many people's highlight list, is it? You don't go into the bookshop and read a book about how to be great by serving. You go to the bookshop and you find a book about how to be great by lording it over people and telling them what to do and how to be assertive and full of self-assurance. Jesus blows that out the water. He says, if you want to be a great leader, if you want to be a great believer, then serving is the way to go. This is the road to greatness. But then he goes on in the passage and he talks about waiting. Great Christians are people who are great waiters. Not in the sense that they're serving like a waiter would, but waiting in the sense that they're waiting for God to speak. They're waiting for the next word from God to come so they can respond to it. They are waiting. I want to talk for a couple of days about this waiting thing. There are some great examples. One of the greatest waiters that I know of is the waiter of the guy in Luke chapter 9. His name was Simeon. And it was like Simeon got up every day and with his binoculars that could look into the future, he would look down the road of time and he would say, maybe today's the day. Could it be that today the Messiah will come? And every day Simeon would wake up and he would go to the temple and he would think, today's going to be the day that Jesus, the Messiah, is going to come. And we read how the day came when Simeon was told by the Holy Spirit, go to the temple. The wait is over. And Simeon goes down to the temple and Mary and Joseph arrive with the baby Jesus. The wait is over. And God says to him through the Holy Spirit, this is the one you have been waiting for. Here is the Redeemer of mankind. Here is your Messiah. And the wait for him was over. And it was just the most beautiful thing that the fulfillment of God came in the culmination of God's perfect timing as he waited upon the Lord. Now, a couple of things about Simeon. He never gave up hope. He never gave up hope. He was a great waiter. I wonder if he couldn't identify with Abraham. When Abraham was still Abram, he was told by God that we have a child, and this child would be great and would produce many children. And in his mind, he's got this picture of a huge family, and God takes him outside and says, look at the stars of the sky. You're going to have more kids than this, and the generations from you are going to be incredible, even though he was well in age and his wife was well in age. But he believed God, we're told, and it was accounted to him as righteousness. And so we see Abram being another great waiter. God had promised him something, and he didn't give up hope. Even though it took many years for a child to be born, he waited. He waited not with boredom or with frustration. He waited with anticipation. Now, I don't know about you. Many of you have prayed great and courageous prayers, have you not? You're waiting for God's answer, are you not? And yet that answer doesn't seem to have come quite yet. Let me encourage you. Keep waiting. Keep praying. Keep looking with your binoculars down the road. Maybe today is the day. Maybe that one that you've been praying for to come to salvation. Maybe this Sunday as you bring them to church or pray for them, or circumstances happen in their lives or whatever. Maybe today will be the day. Every day that you awake is a great day in the life of a waiter. They are waiting, not with a sense of anxiety or a sense of hopelessness. They're waiting with a great sense of anticipation. Maybe you have received some promise of God that you believe God really specifically gave to you, some kind of rhema word, and I believe in that stuff. Maybe you've got to wait a little bit longer. Don't get frustrated. Don't get upset. Don't think that God has forgotten you. If that thing or that promise has come from God, it is as sure to happen as it is as sure as the sun will rise up tomorrow. So you hold on with great hope, with great expectation, and great anticipation to the day that you believe that God will give you what He has promised to give. Now, all these things are obviously subject to the will of God. We know that. We subject every prayer and every anticipation to the sovereignty of our King. But I really hope that if you're waiting for something, keep waiting, keep praying with great enthusiasm and great anticipation. Today might just be your day. It certainly was for Simeon, and he was so glad that he waited. I hope that that'll be your experience. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.